ZABAL Games Season 1 is in search of workshop leads. June is the prep month, a library of recorded sessions that gets a whole cohort of first to vibe coders ready before the ship a thing this July. If you have built something worth teaching, you have a session to give. Visit ZABALGames.com, that's ZABAL Games.com, and sign up. What is the ZABAL Games? 3 months, June, July, August. June is prep with ZAL teachers, vibe coding instructors run recorded sessions on tools, context, and the ecosystem. July is the open build-a-thon. Anyone with the vibe coding harness ships a build for the ZABAL ecosystem publicly. August is the finals, a cohort curated from July, each builder paired with a ZAL mentor for the main event, winner reveal.
Awesome. What up, everybody? We're back for another ZABAL Games workshop. I got James from Mental Wealth Academy here with me today. How are we doing today, James?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, it's amazing to have you in here with us. It's a pleasure. I'm excited to get a little bit into Mental Wealth Academy with you here today. Do you want to share a little bit about yourself and Mental Wealth Academy before we start sharing screen?
So I'm an artist, psychologist, and a scientist. I grew up, I liked creating art. I drew like a bunch of comics, characters, lore, I was a product of my environment, like after school, I'd watch like cartoons on TV, drink iced tea with my grandparents' house before my parents picked me up after work. And my whole life I've just been creating art. And at some point I pivoted into like psychology, human computer interaction, which was like web design. And from there on, I made my own freelancing business, which was MetaWave Studio. And I just started creating like websites, branding kits, slide decks for other people. And that's just kind of where my life went. I just really started getting into like the creation of, helping other people, build their brands. And then at a point I started, getting into Web3 on the side. And I was like, I kind of want to build my own brand. So Mental Wealth Academy is kind of like my own brand that blends in like me as an artist, trying to create a world building. And like, I'm trying to create this academic like game world where users can come in, they can use like blockchain technology in the background, like Privy for their blockchain account, user accounts, and they can actually like earn while they learn and collect these diamond points that do various things inside the platform with the agentic NPC characters. So that's kind of like my background and like how I rolled into this.
Awesome. I love it. Well, I'm gonna pull up the screen here and we'll get started and we can just rock right into it.
Let's go.
Okay, so this is the starting screen that you get to when you go to mentalwealthacademy.com.world. Sorry, I'll add that in here so we can share that out if anyone wants to check it out. That's where we're starting out.
Hell yeah. Getting a little lag, so my bad. But yeah, I missed what you said because like I was like lagging a little bit.
I was just introducing the front page of the site. No worries. Go for it.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, so like I said, it's a game world, for scientists, agents, humans, artists, creators, who want to kind of like bridge that gap that we've seen created. I think it was like 2012 or 2016, we really saw the internet start to shift, and there was like a lot more video content. And then there was an era where it was like all SoundCloud artists. And I know you, since you have your music background, you do a lot of music NFTs, this shift I'm talking about is like when everybody got into SoundCloud, it wasn't just a new app. It was really like the democratization of becoming a music artist and promoting yourself online. At a certain level, YouTube algorithm kind of blocks your views, and SoundCloud was like that unlock moment for everything. Same thing happened with Tumblr, Twitter, Reddit, Threads, like all these different third spaces online. Discord, really a lot. They create like third spaces for people. So as we've seen music and access to everything become democratized, it's also coinciding the fact that information online is becoming democratized, right? So instead of spending $30,000 for tuition, you can invest a fraction of that into AI or into a community and a system, and you can gain access to bright minds and friendships and like curate yourself online. And that's one of the biggest things that college gave to me when I went to college, was that I connected with people who were friends, who were like in my similar interest, and who were like motivated towards the same goals as me. But when you get online, you realize, or when you graduate, you realize that all kind of goes away, and you forget most of the coursework, and you forget most of the framework that you learn, and those are just building blocks to get into your job. But once you get a job, you're trained into it. So all that to say is information is becoming a little bit more democratized, and we built an intellectually refreshing way to get people, stimulated into learning, while also rewarding them and creating an ecosystem that actually like, gives them value that they can continue to hold throughout life. So this is just the landing page and some of the stuff that we have. We have like our vision, we have our magazine, we have a lot of brand assets because again, like I'm a web designer, so I take a look into everything. Even the Angel NFTs, which are made with Mid Journey, uh, that are like $8 each, but they give you access to Quest, and you can earn USDC rewards from Quest. And as I said, we're trying to make this a community, so we want the community to gain value as well. And that's kind of like where we tie in our partnerships with like Artisan, the ecosystem, Base Network, and we've just been really blessed to be able to connect with just so many great opportunities and meet so many people, and it's all because of the internet. Before we implement any of the Web3 or any of the ideologies of what we're building, it's really the internet that connects all of us. It connects our brands, our signals, and how we connect to each other. So I can give you a quick walkthrough of the app and the tour if you want. I know you have an
No,
account,
let's do it.
but
Let's do it fresh.
you know,
Whatever you want to share, whatever you can. That'd be something that a new user would want to try out and understand how to use. Let's do it. I'm all ears.
okay, it's a little messy. It's a little messy. As I said, I'm still coding, so I can show you on the back end. It's like making clickable, draggable course builders for teachers and educators, academics who have something that they want to share. People who want to build a workshop, want to build their community. This is going to be the section for them because they're going to be able to create their own curriculum inside the app, and all they have to do is gain the audience or utilize the audience and community that we have in order to bring those people together for events and fun things like that. On the user side, as you can see on our homepage, we design it really for like a spectrum of an audience. So we have like our users, we have our teachers, we have our researchers. For users, we have like little tiny features such as the sounds, the sound garden, which is on a scale, which makes the interactions with the buttons more fun, and different color themes, which we came up with to just give you a unique experience, so it's like customizable for everybody. So we have our leaderboard with diamonds. You can earn diamonds in two ways. There's 24-hour field notes. Every 24 hours, you get this 15-minute prompt to just like journal as if you were a scientist. And the aspect of this is just to like brain dump everything that's going on. And, throughout that brain dump, you get actionable insights on how your mind's working, things you might be ruminating on, trajectories that you could change and shape your reality to take a step closer to the new you. So it's really like shadow work. It's introspective. It's like a spiritual chiropractoring where you're like massaging out the creativity that might be dormant or locked for some reasons. Because like a lot of the reasons we get locked and we get stuck is because like we adopt ideas from our environment. and they don't always help us flourish. So that is one of the main ways to earn diamonds. And the second way is the course. The course is a 12-week course, and it's half mixed and generated with AI for the stories, and then it's missions for each week. So each week is locked. It's a seasonal course, so it starts off as week one, week two, week three, week four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. And as you can see, if the week hasn't started, you don't have access to the mission yet. So this is kind of like one of those
That's
ways that we can give people like diamonds as a
yeah.
reputation point, because if they're using the platform, they're actually like getting diamonds, and we can see that they're like
This is
climbing
your
up. So
creative
each,
recovery.
sorry, each week has like these
That's
stories,
awesome.
and it's
Yeah.
structured like a movie. It's structured like a slideshow movie.
I
Yeah, you
do. The
like it?
one suggestion I have, because of immediately like the way my mind works, is add a little speed button at the bottom so I could 2x it, because I watch and listen to most things in 2x, so that could always be helpful. But I digress. It's very cool. I
It
like
is a little slow.
yeah.
It is a little slow. I've been
I
thinking
like
about that
to
too.
just
Little,
give
it's a
people
little automatically loud,
the
and
user the ability to change that if they so choose. That could be fun. Um,
yeah. So
yeah.
thank you. I'm always thinking about like the feedback too, like because the users will see things that I don't see just because I might be zoned in. My bandwidth is only so much. I might be zoning in on like the course builder, and I'm like, I know that this is slow, but I might need someone to remind me so that I can help them have a better experience with it. So thank you. And yeah, this is just like a story. It's basically about creativity, but it's kind of mixed with like sci-fi themes. So our first course offering is this one, and it is the creative healing course. And then we also have like fun surveys for people, and these surveys are just like so you get to find out like a little bit more about yourself. For example, like your attachment style. These are just basic like psychology
Yeah.
surveys that we imported. It's nothing too crazy, but through each one, you take them, and then you can get a um, you get these little certificates. So that's something that we're working on, is making this experience a little bit better. Really refining the aesthetic of these certificates. But the back end is working, so they do work as like soulbound NFTs on base. So we can mint these. We use CDP in the background with Coinbase, and we'll let users mint it. But we have a pinata error, I see. So that's the error with the IPFS. But yeah, what are your
Press
thoughts? What
skip,
are your
show my
thoughts so far?
results. I'd love to see what it says after that. Under the
Hmm?
mint my certificate.
Oh, the skip.
Okay, I see. That's cool.
Yeah. So it gives you a detailed analysis of the pattern based on the
Yeah,
questions.
so my question
So
would
that's like
be, if someone wanted to use this for their own community, is there such a way for them to use either something similar or create their own course that's custom for their community? It seems like a really cool tooling and templating for people to add in their own flavor to.
yeah. So we are open source. So if like there's developers out there that want to like fork it and like just like change up everything some way, they can. But ultimately, the one goal, I mean, like the one, I guess it would be a goal, North Star, is having people, workshop leaders and people like that create their own course, similar to this course builder. So that's kind of like what we offer people is this course builder so that
Perfect.
they can like click and drag. And, then we actually create a community, because like this is like I feel like I'm kind of like,
No, you good. So let's say, okay,
like,
let's give the example of the Zabal games, right? I'm thinking about this. I think it's really cool. One of the things I would do with this is create a course for Zabal Games 101, going from like the very beginning. Where do you even start? Where do you look at things? Where do you see the different options and functionalities that are there? If you want to submit, where can you see different workshops and where they live and where they're live? And I think that could be very valuable in like, okay, where do you learn more about the different projects in the ZAL? Where do you learn more about some of these other things that
Mhm.
maybe aren't as explicit just on a website? And through a course, it can be very valuable to like walk people through how to do a submission, right, for a hackathon. And then another fun one would be to like, how do you use open source software? How do you, as a non-technical individual, see something that's there live on GitHub and actually be able to customize it to your own like wants and tooling, right? Like I would be willing to help with that, but I think that'd be a fun one to get a couple people on and coming in and supporting, right? How can we teach people how to start using tools like GitHub and agentic tooling to where if they see something open source and they're like, oh, this is cool, how do I now leverage that and try things out?
Heard. Basically, like, how can we make this more accessible? Like a clear, like, 3-step process for people who don't maybe not understand.
Yeah, and make courses around that so it's like gamified, right? So it's super easy and simple, and like you start with the very basic fundamentals. And one cool thing that could be interesting for courses, especially with 101 courses, is taking like a light introductory guide, but also like doing it manually with the first few questions essentially to get their level of competence initially so that you're not giving someone who has a mild or expert level of competence the very basic fundamental questions after you realize that they like really got it. So one of the things I've seen in course builders and like quiz websites and stuff like that is after you submit your thing or to press submit, basically you press on your multiple choice and then there's 4 submit buttons at the bottom instead of one. Okay, and it's like, how sure are you about your answer? And I think that's very valuable as feedback for the loop of data, right? So that could be another way you leverage the asking questions and competency test to better align with the user.
Hmm. Okay, okay. Um,
I mean, it's more complicated, of course, right? So this might not be something right now, but just something to like think about potentially for options for individuals to add to courses.
yeah. Yeah, so I do want to make it as easy UX as possible. Um, like just being able to click, drag, and it not be complex. Like, um, I also because I know that user, the type of user that doesn't use GitHub is the main user that we would like to have, and empathizing with them, and making it really easy for them to have a good experience that isn't too complex. Because
That's fair.
there's this meme right here, and I think of this all the time. It's just like programming humor. It's like I'm new to GitHub. I have a lot of it.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the fucking code. I just want to download the stupid fucking application and use it. Like, like
Yeah.
I just want to exe, and it's kind of crazy because like once you've been in Web3, so you know how dangerous a exe file is.
Exactly. Like I would never want to run an exe. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like this mix where like it's a learning curve. I think it's kind of like the same thing with cell phones.
Yeah.
Um, you know, grandmom couldn't use a cell phone for a while. Dad couldn't use a cell phone for a while. We were just texting with the numbers, and eventually it curved up, and now we're at like this similarity level, the singularity level, where the general baseline is kind of like we all got it. I think the same thing is happening with AI, which is like kind of why we've integrated like Blue so much in everything.
Oh yeah, do you want to share a little bit more about Blue on the page? That's what that was one of the other things I wanted to ask you about.
Can you see this pop up like this Discord?
No, it's still on the Reddit thread.
Okay, no worries, no worries. I have like what is it called? Opera browser. So it's like it has like this side tab where you can look at Discord and like Twitter
Huh.
without
Interesting.
opening it. Yeah. So yeah. So really quick, you can see the Discord
Yeah.
chat.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So like, hey Blue, what's this week's 5 course about? And Blue's really good at responding to like the relevant context of the questions. Um, hoping I don't get embarrassed during this, but I put it where
That's sometimes the beauty of live demoing,
it is.
especially with AI, where you don't know what the output is going to be every single time.
So we do this thing called like a semantic search. So there's like a specific tiny bit of okay, so this week's course reflection to explore any shifts you experience alongside with identifying key learnings and breakthroughs. You'll also pen a letter to the future self to capture discoveries and outline continuing practices you wish to carry forward. Additionally, you'll revisit last week. Uh, Thanks, Blue. So that's a really good overview of like the actionable parts inside this week's course, week's five's course. So if I quickly go over here, um, it's similar to everything here.
Yeah.
Um, and this is just kind of like a backlog. What was last meeting about?
Yeah, it's a nice assistant for teaching you how to use the Mental Wealth Academy tool.
Yeah, and I'll even bridge this into like GitHub too. So the last meeting that we had was like around question surveys, and we agreed to freeze new website features with only accessibility customization, which is basically this course builder that I'm working on. And then role clarity, Ripley stepping into product and, operations while I'm continuing to lead brand and design. And we have our bi-weekly check-ins every single Friday to just keep momentum going. So it has meeting data and I can I can highlight the architecture of Blue really quickly. And this is basically the architecture of Blue. It's a RAG model as documents chunking. There's a supervisor agent, which is Blue, and then there's a structured, unstructured analytics and memory.
Huh.
And she's fetching and rewriting these. So it's like she's grabbing the right data, rewriting it, reflecting on it, and then answering it. So that's kind of
That's
like
cool.
why the responses are like really not AI slop. It's
Mhm.
not like the M dashes and all of that stuff. So it was just really important for me to get that because like I know how powerful AI can be as a tool, and
Yeah.
I want to show people that. So to segue right into how people can use this, they can easily just go to github.com and ask AI about this product. So like you can open up ChatGPT, you can open up Claude, Gemini, whichever one you want. And I really think more people should just be asking AI this for everything, and just learning a little bit about it as a tool because it's like Pandora's box. It's already out. It's not going away. It's ingrained in our lives, and it makes a lot more sense to use a global tool and master that global tool now rather than later. We could speculate and say, "Oh, it's overhyped," which it is, but it's also like a really great tool for democratizing intelligence, just like the internet.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, James. Do you have any last things you want to share, that you want to share with folks? Where can people connect with you? Where can people reach out to you? What's your like call to action? What do you want people to do?
Um, hmm. Just use the product, use the platform. Email me if you want research at mentalwealthacademy.net, and connect with me on Telegram at Jinin JHINNIN, and we can take it from there. We're building community. We're trying to give people this value and give people this tool, remixing it, helping them with branding, community, artwork, and stuff like that.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on, James. I super appreciate you and what you're doing here. I saw that you can add Bluey to a different Discord, so I'm excited to play with it, add it over to the Zabal Discord, and ask it some questions as we get our mental wealth up.
Okay, yeah, hell yeah. And thank you so much for this week, dude. We all came together. We really crushed it in that fucking fun drive.
A
Yeah.
million percent. I'm excited. We'll rock it again this next week, and appreciate you for your time